series where I have the privilege of talking to some of the leading people in the industry about what they're doing, what they're thinking about, and what's really on their mind. Today, I'm thrilled to have Shannon with us. Shannon, would you introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay. And thank you, Mari, for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Shannon Smedstad, and I've been in the talent acquisition and employee communication space for more than 25 years, both in-house as well as on the agency and consulting side. I currently serve as the Global Director of Employer Brand and Recruitment Marketing at Fresenius Medical Care.
And you've had a really interesting career because you have spent a significant amount of time as a consultant, which is essentially an individual contributor. You work clearly in a team or so forth, but your responsibilities are very much tied to the work that you produce. And now you're leading a team. And if you've got
Yeah.
global responsibilities, I assume it's a global team as well. Is that true?
It is, yes. So we hire around the world, both from a healthcare and a medical device perspective. And I have a team of 5 individuals. So I've got 3 people who sit in the US. That's also where I sit. And then I've got a recruitment marketing manager who sits in Poland and one who sits in Germany. So we are a truly global and remote team.
And those are challenging to manage in the best of times. But now that you're managing clearly a global team, how
Mhm.
has your focus on your work shifted? You've always clearly, you're well respected in the industry, you're a high performer. What's changed now?
Yeah. So I started off as an agency recruiter, and everything's tied to your work, your productivity, what you're doing. And then I went in-house and I was at Geico for over a decade. And I was a solo employer brand practitioner for a long time there, working and trying to build something that was really new for Geico and new at the time for talent acquisition back in 2008, 2009. And then I went to CEB, which is now part of Gartner, again, in an individual contributor with strong line partner. And then I went to consulting, and it was, what does the client need? What are they trying to solve? Let's produce this work for them. And now as a people leader, I feel like I'm finally at a place where it's not about my work necessarily and the work that I'm producing. I've done really great work that I'm really proud of. For me now, it's how do I take my team and help to teach them, build their skill set? How do they get to do the best work of their career? And how can I support, guide, coach, and mentor them? And that's been really a nice space for me to really lean into and focus on. I like being able to think about them and maybe a little less about me, if that makes sense.
But so how do you do that? Particularly where you've got people who are on different time zones that you rarely get to be in the same room with.
Yeah.
How do you help them do their best work?
So when I first early on, it was what is it that they're working on now, right? Understanding sort of the current state. Then also, where do you want to be? What's getting in the way? Are there roadblocks that we need to remove so that you can do your best work? And there were some really kind of small things that were getting in the way early on. And we were able to have some quick wins as a team to say, okay, like, yes, let's do this. Yes, let's get this platform, or yes, let's get access to this other thing. Helping them to show up in rooms that maybe they weren't invited to before. So having conversations, and it doesn't need to be me talking with the comms team. I could be the person that sets up the meeting, but I want my team in the room as well. And then encouraging them to have those continued conversations and connection points with other team members. A lot of it has been like, I trust you. I trust you to do this work. You're on this team for a reason. Come to me if there's something that you want to talk about, but trust your gut because I trust you. And that empowering, I think, of just the permission sometimes that comes with empowerment can go a really long way for somebody who wants to take what they think is a risk. What if I post this on social media and it doesn't land well? Take the risk. Let's pilot it. Or I'd really like to run this campaign, but I don't have X, Y, and Z. Let's go find it. Let's go find the story. Let's find what we need and let's try it. So there's been a lot of that, which has been really, I think, motivating and exciting and fun to see that my team really kind of lean into that and be inspired and feel empowered.
I love it. I'm big on let's test it. Let's try it. And
Yeah,
understanding it's not all
yeah,
going to work. Some of it's going to fail
that's
miserably,
okay.
but we're smarter if we've at least tried it. So that's hard. And
Absolutely.
how do you balance that trust with giving people constructive feedback so they get better?
Yeah,
Because it's a lot of saying that was a good effort. But how do you approach that?
yeah. I wasn't always good at that, I will tell you. I am my one of my mantras or philosophies or goals is I try to be hard on the work, good on the people, right? But sometimes when you're hard on the work, people take that really personally. So I think there's a level of let's get some common ground and understand I am coming from a place of I want you to succeed. This is a place where it's coming from because I care. It's not coming because I want you to fail. I want you to do better. And not my first rodeo. Like I've been here and I've done this sort of work for a really long time. Like let's use this as an opportunity to learn and share. So I try to create a safe space of like, this is coming from a good place. Does it always land that way? Maybe not in the past. I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit better at that. But I think being open, honest. I have one-on-ones with my team. Where we're talking about work. I've got conversations where we talk about their career. I provide feedback in the moment. We get into docs. We collaborate. So there's a lot of different ways that I'm providing that feedback. It's not always easy. It's hard to have the hard conversation, but it is for me absolutely coming up from a good place.
And one of the things that I think we all find hard as we get more advanced in our careers is having people that will do that for us.
Mhm.
How often do you have someone say to you, Shannon, that wasn't quite on target for you, and give that piece of, but we recognize that's how we all get better. And it is
Yeah.
absolutely essential. I think if you're going to do people management well, it's got to be both sides so that people do ultimately produce their best work and grow and expand their skill set. So
Yeah.
I love that piece of it. Um, any advice particularly you have for folks managing global teams? Because there's everybody goes, oh, it's not that different, but it is.
It is. Yeah, it really is. So on any given day, my team could be talking about China, Mexico, India, Lithuania, the United States. And so, in terms of advice, trying to understand the local market as much as possible by getting on calls with your local talent acquisition leaders, using tools and resources, doing research to really understand what are the challenges in not just the market from a geography, but also from an audience. So for us, it might be nurses in one market, but it's production workers in another market. So understanding the differences in role as well. So we have a lot of conversations. We do a lot of research of just trying to understand and helping people understand the data that we have as well. So my teams in these local markets might come and say, we're looking for production workers in Mexico. Well, my team can go and bring back the data and say, here's what we know right now from a data perspective. What do you know from a boots on the ground perspective? And bring those two pieces together.
Love it. You've got to have both pieces. One
Oh,
without the
sure.
other, you're really operating blind, right?
Yeah.
Shannon, I could talk to you all afternoon, and I would love to do that, but I want to be respectful of your time and our audience. If people want to have more conversation with you, are you open to them reaching out to you on LinkedIn?
Absolutely, please. Would love to continue conversations, meet new people in our space.
That's great. Wonderful. Well, Shannon, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Mari. Have a good day.
You too.